As you approach the front gate, you see what looks like a tent.
Yes, this has been here for about 2 weeks now. Sudden rustling from the inside of the tent, and a face pops out briefly. You can see what looks humanoid features, and suddenly darts back inside, and you hear more rustling. It sounds like pots and metals clinking around.
I immediately go over and throw open the...
As you throw open the tent, at that moment, you see another person is kind of pushing out of the tent, and you both have this awkward moment where you both, and he kind of pushes off you instinctively and kind of rights himself. The tent kind of half collapses behind him, and he catches himself and stands there at the ready. You see before you, what looks to be a young man, probably in his late teens, like 19, 20 years old, haphazardly dressed in scale mail armor.
Phrasing.
A longsword, crossbow, and hand axe, and buckler all dangling from his belt, weighing him down slightly. His dark brown eyes peer from beneath his short, tousled ash blonde hair, and a nervous yet excited smile flashes across his face.
Oh, you've returned! You Percival! Percival, the great one who streaks fire from his tube. And the great druid princess.
I have that taken care of.
Keyleth, right?
Okay.
Scanlan, I've heard your tales across the land. Your womanizing does not reach ears too far from the city.
I'm men too.
That's what your reputation...
And you, the twins. Vax'ildan and Vex'alia. Oh, the many bodies you've lain at your feet of the evil that crossed your path. And the mighty, muscled Grog. I'm beside myself. I've been
Grog the
waiting for
victorious, get it right.
And you are, young man.
I'm Kynan Leore, son of Harold the Butcher, and I wish to join you in your travels.
Oh, darling, you're so brave and strong.
My father, Harold the Butcher, well known throughout these lands.
Or butchering, I believe.
He's a good
Yes.
butcher. Yeah.
Well, he is an actual butcher, in the upper slums. But I have been training day and night for months until I was ready to fight alongside you all, and I humbly offer my sword as part of Vox Machina.
To him.
I flip a dagger in my hand and I go to the back of his head. Is what I do.
Okay.
Knock him out?
No, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I did
what
it.
I
He
do.
did it.
I did it. It's done.
All right.
But it's non-lethal.
As you're having this conversation,
It's
you just whoosh behind him and whack right to the temple. It's like, I'm a swordsman. I'm trained. And he just goes straight down into a pile.
Catch him
With
on
my
his way
bonus
down.
action, I pull out one of my remaining healing potions.
Why?
Right? And I shove it in his mouth
Why
like
would you
this.
do that to
and then I
him?
go,
He was just
go, down in.
All right.
That happened so fast.
Eventually, he's
Hi,
I
darling.
take him by
Exodia.
the lapels. Things move very fast with us. I don't think you understand what you're asking for. Listen to me.
They're selling him on this big time.
It's dangerous. You could die any given day. So could I. So could she. So could him. Maybe not him, but the rest of us, sure. Are you really interested in this?
make an intimidation check.
Oh, little one.
Mine.
Why?
Tough love. That's called tough love.
He looks at you for a second. His eyes, his brow kind of comes together, and you can see there's a quiver to his bottom lip. And he goes,
Oh.
Wait. There, right.
"I thought you were a hero.
Oh.
I waited 2 weeks to meet you."
Your name again.
Kynan.
Doesn't matter.
Hang out.
Doesn't matter at all. You're right. And he kind of puts his hand up and kind of pushes you
Kynan,
away. And
wait.
gets back, pulls the fish out of your hands, and kind of takes a few steps away and looks over his shoulder. You can see now there's tears welling up in his eyes, and he goes, "I just wanted to be a hero."
Wait.
Kynan! Kynan!
Kynan.
Train him up.
Send him on a mission.
Come back when you're ready.
No, send
Right
him.
now.
train him
Yeah,
up.
do something like gratifying.
Come back when you're ready. Come back again. Train yourself. And I personally will be your mentor.
He looks at you, the tears welling up in his eyes, kind of blinks them away for a second and sniffles them. "You mean that?"
I do.
Trinket
I do.
behind me.
I promise.
looks over at the rest of you, looks at Percy, looks at Keyleth, looks at Scanlan, looks at Vexalia, looks at Grog. He grasps the sword that's currently sheathed aside. I will. I'll make you proud. I will be Vox Machina with you. I swear it. I swear it. And he runs back to his tent, and you see him starts gathering up his things, and he begins tearing it down, and he's pulling it up, and he's kind of like, you can see he's the tears are still coming from beneath his grimace, but he's steeled his expression.
I walk over
intensity
to
and
him,
promise.
all right? These people can't hear this. I kneel down next to him, and I put my hand on his shoulder and say, I was once like you. I didn't know what I wanted or where I was going. I just want you to be ready. We've got some shit to do. When we come back, we'll start over. You're starting from ground zero. You're starting from the basement. You're gonna work your way up. And I promise you, I will be ready for you. Don't question it. I take him by the hair. Don't question it. Just come back.
Don't kiss him, he's 16.
Right on his forehead.
Okay. Gathers the rest of his tent and things and kind of piles it and he's like speechless at this point. You can see he's partially torn between like wanting to look hard and ready to do this, and also still kind of blown away by the fact that he's even encountered you guys after all this time. And he takes the rest of his stuff and holds it in one arm and just darts off down the path towards the river, and then hops over it, and then makes his way towards the rest of Iman and vanishes into the distance.
I would like to use my movement and my bonus action to run. I want to beeline towards the road. And I shout out, Kynan! Stop this! Move behind us, now!
Who's Kynan?
The hooded thug, the younger man, runs behind and flings a dagger in your direction.
Kynan? Little shit.
Okay, so flings the dagger. This black curved razor-like dagger sinks into you. Currently no sneak attack damage, but you do take.
It's okay.
I swear to God, if he drops me, I'm gonna be
As the blade hits you,
fucking pissed.
you watch as it was thrown. You notice shifts into shadow and goes after the blade, vanishing. The blade strikes you, and then suddenly Kynan's hand appears where the blade stabbed you, and he appears next to you.
That's sick.
Where?
Up on the log, right there.
Oh, good. Now
You still want him to live?
Kynan! Hey, man! What's up?
You see him kind of just shaking, there's sweat on the face.
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up to that jerk with the knives, and I am going to press my left hand with great authority, especially considering I've just taken another bolt of intense electricity. And I am going to Iron Man the living on the head. I'm just gonna on the head. I'm gonna just do it.
Go for it.
Use diplomacy?
I'm going to use diplomacy for
Have
the
you
first.
ever used
Kynan?
This is
diplomacy?
the second time we have ever used diplomacy. He's stunned.
He's like, the electricity hit, and he's currently shocked, and he's going to be stunned. He can't do anything for the next round.
2 slashes with the sword just to finish it up, and
Go
then
for it.
hop down.
Go for it. As you and start carving up the currently paralyzed man, the armor kind of separating with each slash, the red crimson beginning to pour from the wounds. The eyes are quivering in fear.
Where's Kynan at?
Kynan's over here on top of the tree.
Is he out? Is he just standing there?
Standing there.
He's saying that he just got out of being stunned, out of being shocked with the diplomacy.
Kynan.
Getting?
Down and up.
Kynan.
Down and up.
Kynan.
Kynan! Fucking Kynan.
Just kill him. Just kill him. You're all right. You're all right.
Kynan, who's still on the ground, is kind of wrestling with the whole circumstance. Okay. Kynan looks up at Keela standing up after stabbing her and watching her fall. Seems to be kind of really noticing both the tide turning and looking up towards you, the absolute face of
I
Keela.
look at him and I just stare daggers right into him and kind of shake my head and wipe the blood off my mouth.
Sorry. He grabs the dagger from the ground.
Is she next to him?
Yes, he's gonna...
No,
he's gonna kill
right
me.
next to her.
Right next to her?
He's right next to her. Takes the dagger, rears back with it, and flings it to the side towards Orthax.
Yeah!
Good boy. That is
Kynan!
16. Kynan is still kind of standing there, kind of the adrenaline wearing off of him, and he's at a good 15, 20 foot distance from all of you, just standing.
I forgot, are we killing him?
Hold on a second, I walk over. Do you have the blade?
And he kind of looks down, and he seems to have dropped it after everything that transpired. And he picks it up and just kind of holds it.
I've come a long way for that.
Take it. And he kind of throws it to your feet. It spins and scatters and comes to a halt at the tip of your boot.
How?
I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
How? There are people behind me who want you dead, and I cannot blame them. How?
I wouldn't blame them either. Look, after we met, I was hurt. I was angry. I knew I could be someone. Despite what you told me, and I could prove that I was worth your attention. And I left Iman in my home to seek that destiny, and I'm sure many of you did the same.
Do you know what shape Iman is in right now? And this is what you choose to do with your time.
You don't know what I've been through.
What has that man done to you? What has she done to you? What have any of them, except for me, done to you? And what have I done except be an asshole?
When everything went down in Iman, with the dragons, I mean, she said you did that.
Summon the dragons?
You were responsible for it. She had me listen in to a conversation where you admitted that it was your fault. He seems emotionally on the brim of a complete nervous breakdown, but he's holding his ground. His hands are shaking in place as he stands, staring at you with the look of a man on the precipice.
Kynan, what am I to do with you?
We'll deal with him later.
I ought to cut the heart from your ribs. I ought to cut out my own. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 24 hours for you. But the best thing you can do right now is help us. When anyone asks you to do something, you do it.
I would ask for a chance to redeem myself, but I'm also beginning to understand what I've done. And I accept whatever judgment you see fit. Just know that I've been very confused.
Look at me. Kynan, look at me. You help right now. Put all that out of your mind. Right now, you help. Can you do that? Just do whatever we ask.
Whatever you want me to tell you. I know a little bit. Anything, just let me know.
We're going to table this. Just be Johnny on the spot right now, all right?
As you guys make your way to the front door, you see Kynan is kind of leaning against the wall of the front, against his knees, kind of pushed to his chest, and he hasn't slept. His big bags under his eyes, just staring at the floor.
Kynan, is it? Do me a favor, sulk around this group a little bit later, otherwise I might kill you right now. So fall in line and pick your chin up.
He's not reacting.
I'll give him some water.
He acknowledges as you place it down. He doesn't drink any of it.
Get up. We're leaving. Are we bringing him with us?
Yes.
He stands up slowly and kind of just follows you like a ghost right now.
Kynan, come on. Yeah.
Kynan's still kind of in shock and nods and kind of slinks as he walks behind you. He walks with his head low, and you can see he kind of reverts his gaze towards the ground, kind of just watching where he's going to be walking.
Can I walk over to Vax? So I'm assuming you're taking this little chick under your wing.
Well, I'm not taking him with us to Draconia or anywhere, no.
No, but like, you're sure he's clean?
I might like to have Pike take a look at him in the morning, but I think so.
He's pretty spaced out.
Why doesn't Pike look at him now?
Who is this guy?
You recognize him?
Pike, as you say that, looking at him, though much more harrowed, a little more built than you last saw him, but this is the young man who was waiting for you guys outside of Greyskull Keep a few months back, asking to join, who was bright-eyed and inexperienced.
I clocked him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hi again.
Hi, and he, like, it's one of the things where he's always kind of looking down, but you just step into his field of vision already being shorter than him. As you're kind of looking up at him with your gauntlets there at your side. He's looking at you, but he's also not wanting to look you in the eyes a little bit. Hello, Pike. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Pike, do us a favor and just give him a once-over and make sure there's no funk on him.
He was traveling with Ripley, Pike.
I'm going to detect evil.
Okay. As you looking over and you finish the spell, there is no sense of evil from him. You do sense, just from looking at his expression, his reaction, and what bit of information you have, this is a person that's been heavily brainwashed, and their idea of what the world was, or as it was, has been broken probably many times. Yeah, Kynan's in a rough spot. And the guilt is weighing so heavily on him right now that probably best that somebody keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, Kynan, you look like a man who feels like he's made a mistake. And you just need to turn that frown upside down.
Wise. My grandma Ernestine.
Looking down at your smiling blue gnomish eyes, this broken boy of a man does mutter a slight chuckle in reaction. And then catches himself and kind of nods. I have a lot to think about. I have a lot of penance to deal with. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe a drink would help.
Of course, that always helps.
Vax. Eventually find your way to the kind of makeshift training barracks that are established kind of on the northeastern side of the city. But Jarret is still in the process right now of instructing Kynan. Kynan has been given more standard white stone armor to get rid of the kind of dark roguish look that he had before, partially because to help him just mentally feel like he's in a different place and have some connection to the city. But Jarret is in the process now of working him through some sword play. As you approach, the two of them kind of stop, and Jarret looks over towards you. Ah, Vax, it is good to see you. What can we do for you?
Well, first, how's he coming along?
He's a bit rough around the edges, but he's actually a pretty decently trained fighter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kind of just like quiet and.
I'm on sort of on some Dorolo business right now. Can I borrow the boy?
I don't know. What do you want to be borrowed? I suppose. Did I do anything?
No, you're fine. Will you take a walk with me?
Sure.
I need to head back to the castle.
Let me just. He hands the blade over to Jarret, who takes it and kind of sheathes it in the side.
Jarret, he'll be back tomorrow for a little more, all right?
All right. I shall prepare. Don't do anything stupid, boy. He kind of smiles and comes up and starts walking with you, but he's still keeping like a good 1.5 feet, 2 feet between the two of you. He seems to still be putting a boundary there.
Hey. Listen to me. I wanted to give you a little more time. I wanted to. And I don't think we have it. Things are moving fast. You didn't know what was going on. I don't fault you, I fault myself. That day you showed up. Look at me. I had a point, but I made sport of you while making it. And that is on me. And I'm sorry for it.
I'm sorry too. I should have taken it for the lesson it was. I was too dumb and young to let it get through my thick skull.
Hey man, I'm a little bit older than you, but I'm a massive fucking shithead. I make plenty of mistakes, and I only knew how easy it was for shit to blow up in your face, and now it has. Percival and I want to offer you a means of squaring yourself off.
What do you need?
This city is in danger. And it needs people watching it, and I know you're training. Percival has a task for you, and I think it's well suited for you. You were around Ripley, you were around her other men, and you know how to use a sidearm.
I've toyed with it. I wouldn't say I'm a great shot by any means.
Sure, but the number of people who know how to use those things, I can count on 2 hands. Here. We have guns now. We need people to use them, so I want you to come and talk to Percival for a bit, and we're going to work out a plan for you to show some people the ropes. This is your second chance. I don't doubt you are going to make the best of it. I truly do not. And again, I was going to wait on this because I can see the pain in your eyes, but there isn't time. And I want you to be well equipped, so I want you to take these. And I hand him 2 of the 3 daggers that I bought that day. And I take out the keen dagger, which requires attunement. These are mine, and now they're yours. Water under the bridge, and I don't want to hear a word. Just walk with me to Dorolo.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Is there any specific individual that you've set as the captain of the riflemen of Whitestone?
Your boy. What's his name?
Kynan.
Yeah.
What?
All right. So, as you guys approach, making your way towards the northern barracks of the city, you hear a cluster of small controlled explosions. As you guys approach, you see there's a line of 10 men and women in armor with rifles, as they're currently in the process of reloading them. And there you see at the edge is a leather-clad Kynan, who is in the process of instructing loudly the reloading process, the use of black powder, and the preparation for the rifles for a secondary shot. As they all prepare, he goes, "All right, and aim!" Arm up in the air, they all up in front. Fire! They'll go off again, these big plumes of smoke shoot out from the front. As you guys approach gently, as they're preparing for the next shot, you see kind of bring up his arm and look over and see the rest of you, and immediately like changes his posture. Like he was already kind of in a formal, leader position, but as soon as you approach, it's almost like all the bosses are here watching, and he kind of hold. We have company.
At ease.
Turns around and kind of like jogs up to the edge of the perimeter of this training ground, and he goes, "Hello. But by what pleasure do we have you
We are giving a very rare tour of the grounds, and we thought that these being Trickfoots, as in the family of Trickfoots.
Oh.
We would show them one of the things that makes this castle so special, and one of the things that makes this castle so special is you and your company.
Well, it is an honor to have the Trickfoots among us. I'm Captain Kynan Leore. I am as to recently assigned captain of the Riflemen of Whitestone. And you see him go from like his whole like structured presentation begins to quickly fade as the nerves kick in, and you can see his voice get a little quivery and his posture begin to fall a little bit. These are my riflemen and women. It's called riflemen. It's men and women. That can be changed.
Hey.
Rifle people.
It's been months. You're looking on point.
Well, we're trying. They're very, very good people. They're, aren't they? Yeah. Yes. And they all kind of don't know how to answer and look at each other and look at him and.
This man in command of you all is one of the few people to actually do a little damage to us in our time. He has great respect.
Yeah.
He kind of puts his eyes down slightly sheepishly and guiltily as you say that, but.
That's old history. How are you getting on?
Very well. Very well. I mean, not everyone. Very few give a second chance. I just don't want to mess this up.
Are you being of use?
Looks to Percival.
Very much so. I could not think of anyone better for this particular occupation. I am nothing but prideful.
Well, that's enough.
Then yes, I have been of use.
Kynan.
Yes, Vax.
You're happy here. Happier here.
Very.
I'm very glad for that. You seem happy, and everybody deserves a second chance.
Okay.
And I give Kynan just a gentle little clap on the cheek and say, I'm glad you're fitting in.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah. I think you're well on your way to being that hero you dreamed of when you were younger.
Well, thank you. I was up, and his rifle goes off like in the ground next to him, and
Oh
a big
my
plume of dirt. He goes,
Happens to the best of us.
I
I totally thought it was like.
You got all your toes?
Man, he was running off towards the rest of his rifle. Stepping inward, you see a new type of guard begin to approach. Not quite as heavily armored breastplates. The helmets begin to give way instead to darker stained leathers with cloaks over his shoulder. You can see large rifles, different than the carbines that you saw in Bassaris or other Guardian scene. Like, these look very sleek and well made, and they're kind of shouldered over one side. One of the guards steps forward. This man, he has like kind of a shaggy blonde hair, looks about in his 40s or so. He's got kind of this leather hat on that looks like one side brim is kind of pinned up on one side. He's got a bit of a goatee. It's a little scraggly. Kind of steps forward. Lady Keyleth, these are the wanderers that I've heard through the chain have stepped through the Sun Tree under your protection. Regardless, Lady Keyleth, welcome. It is good to see you. She looks over. It is good to see you too, Captain Leore.
Leore or Baylor?
No, Leore.
Leore. How do you spell it?
Leore. The Lord is in his office, I believe. Come. Stepping inside, the captain with the hat continues to lead you to the right-hand side, down a long hallway, and up a secondary staircase. You continue up the stairs to a secondary floor, and then turn right to a large set of double, kind of dark, brown-red colored wooden doors with iron clasps across. The captain knocks.
Lord Derolo. Yes, Captain Kynan?
The captain is Kynan.
I have guests who wish to speak with you at the behest of Lady Keyleth, who is also here.